Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more variable Barricade, just continuing Nayuta's route, in case that was a shock to you. Anyway, we're in his work mode, where did you go, chapter? And yeah, he just ran off, had a panic attack, his uncle yelled at him, and now he's back, so here we go. Oh, Nayuta, there you are. Are you feeling better? And Spacey spotted me and began walking toward me, a worried expression on her face. Oh, we gotta be Nayuta again. God, it kills my voice. My heart was pounding wildly, and I gently pressed my hand on my chest. But just then, I noticed a shadow on the ceiling, moving and flickering abnormally. What the? Spacey, watch out! What? I won't make it in time. Spurred by that realization, I forced my feet to move, even though I felt frozen just moments ago, and then reached out to her for dear life. Ah! Something crashed down hard on my back, and I suddenly lost consciousness. Did he just, save us from a falling chandelier and get hit by it himself? What a sweetheart. I'm assuming... Are we still Nayuta? Because he lost consciousness, so, is he back? Is that him still coming back to his senses now? I don't know. We'll just assume. The commotion from the large crowd brought me back to my senses. What? The slight weight on my back made me remember what happened. That and the person underneath me. Do we get a CG of this? As I hurriedly got up, the remains of the chandelier spilled off my back and onto the floor. I immediately checked the person on the ground, the one who meant the world to me. Spacey, are you hurt? As far as I could tell, my beloved Spacey hadn't sustained any injuries. Serious injuries. Thank goodness, I made it in time. But... Spacey? There was no response. She lay there collapsed, her face pale and her eyes closed. Oh my god, Nayuta, how fucking, 30-year-old hotness do you look like right now? Okay, she's passed out and that's sad. It's a sad CG. We got one, but, look at Nayuta's face. Why do they keep doing this to this man? Jesus Christ. Cause just, what? Okay. I'm sorry, but his CGs are hot. He's adorable. I do like him, and there are moments, but, sometimes because he has the giant, hi, saucer eyes, because, labradoodle, right? So you're I'm gonna, calm down, puppy. Okay, simmer down, but, then they do these CGs, and you're you were actually, super fucking hot. I don't... Something is wrong with me. I must be having a midlife crisis lately. I don't know. Anyway. Spacey! Spacey! I hugged her limp body and called her name over and over again. She was still unconscious. Her face was still white as a sheet. I couldn't help but think of the worst. Spacey, please open your eyes! I'm look at the way he's holding her. It's so, God. Get a hold of yourself and stop shaking her, Nayuta! My uncle had heard the commotion and rushed through the crowd to get to us. Uncle Kojiro, what do we do? Spacey, she's... Panicking will get you nowhere. How many times have I told you that you need to keep calm in situations like these? My body instantly obeyed his commands. My uncle then kneeled down and looked carefully at Spacey's face. She likely hit her head. There's a doctor here, I'll go grab her. Nayuta, till I come back, don't move the young miss at all. Not an inch. Okay. Little by little, I managed to get a hold of myself. It wouldn't help anyone if I made a scene. It would only make Spacey's condition worse. Logically, I knew that, but... Spacey... All I wanted to do was shout her name over and over until she woke up. But I restrained myself and instead... Sorry. I'm so sorry, Spacey. Oh, it's not your fault, sweetie. You stopped me from getting hit by a chandelier. I could be dead. Although, you got the chandelier in the back and you're fine. So, for breaking your heart, and now for being unable to protect you. I whispered to her softly, filled with regret. Can we not be Nayuta anymore? His voice is hurting me. I can't do it. Oh, that's the ambulance in the game. I was what is that noise? Jesus. Soon after, the doctor rushed to the scene. After the doctor treated her as best she could, Spacey was taken away in an ambulance. I was left behind at the venue since I wasn't allowed to ride with them. And all I could do was stand there clenching my fists in anger at myself. But okay, I get it. It's like, if your work mode hadn't left, then, you could have, gotten her out of the way sooner. But you noticed instantly, and, so it's not like your fault. He didn't do anything wrong, you know what I mean? Unfit to protect. Oh, Nayuta's relieved of his job as my bodyguard after failing at his duties. But I decide to, failing at his duties? He didn't fail! He leapt in and saved us. I don't think there was any other way it was going to happen sooner. I mean, I guess what they're thinking is, again, well, if you hadn't been off that day, then you would have noticed sooner and gotten her out of the way. But it's like, seriously, though? He noticed. Right? Could have been worse. Anyway, I decide to keep him on. Why do I have such a terrible headache? I thought I was at the party. I forced my heavy eyes open and was greeted by a familiar ceiling. I'm at... Miss Spacey, are you awake? Well, Kasuga simmered down. See, Kasuga's worried because he loves us so much. Can we just marry him? I'm so relieved to see you're all right. Kasuga? You had an accident at the party and have been asleep since. An accident? That's right. I remember now. The chandelier suddenly fell and I... Kasuga, am I... Do not worry, miss. You only lost consciousness. You weren't injured. You're like, oh my god, but am I dead? Kasuga recounted what happened for me. Although I wasn't hit directly by the chandelier, I hit my head slightly when I fell back. Oh, I mean, I guess that's what they're thinking too. You lunged at her and you should have gotten her out of the way, but instead you knocked her down and she hit her head. And she wouldn't have hit her head without, I would have been pummeled by the chandelier. So, again, I mean, can we give him half credit? I've been taken to the hospital as a precaution after being treated by a doctor at the venue. A thorough examination revealed that everything was fine, so grandfather took me back to the family estate in Kamakura to monitor my condition. I see. I breathed a sigh of relief. That chandelier looked pretty big and heavy. If it had actually hit me, my life would have been in serious danger. Let me just admire how hot Kasuga is right now. Thanks. Hey. Yeah. Alright, anyway. My head ached a little, but that was all. Spacey, watch out! McMahon, Nayuta saved my ass. I was in one piece since he protected me. That's right. Where's Nayuta? Don't tell me he got hurt protecting me. Yes. He's... Kasuga slowly turned to look behind him. My eyes followed and... Nayuta was standing alone in the corner of the room. How long has he been there? I didn't even notice. Nayuta, I'm so sorry for worrying you. You're not hurt, are you? I'm fine. Nayuta? What was wrong with him? There was absolutely no enthusiasm in his voice. I'm so sorry, Spacey. This is all my fault. It never would have happened if I'd been more careful. His remorseful expression immediately told me just how bad he felt. Hey now, that wasn't your fault. On the contrary, you threw yourself in front of the chandelier. Nayuta, you saved me. No, I wasn't able to concentrate on my duties as a bodyguard at all. And this is what happened. I talk so much about protecting you, but it's okay. Look, I'm not hurt. So don't get disheartened, okay? This is just a little lesson for next time. But right as I tried to give him some encouragement... There won't be a next time. Hey, I didn't say you could come into my room, creepy old dude! What? Uncle Kojiro... Kojiro strode in the room with a grim look on his face. I can never say his name. Fucking around. I keep flipping back and forth, but whatever. I apologize for not knocking, miss. Yeah, you fucking should! I could have been naked! With my butler and my bodyguard. I mean, hey. That's fine, but Kojiro, what do you mean just now? What did you mean just now? Wow, I can't read. I meant exactly what I said. Nayuta. Yes, sir. This is an order from the master. You're to be discharged as the Mrs. Bodyguard, and I'll take your place. I don't have to tell you why, do I? No. Just hold on! This conversation had gone on for too long without my input. Be that as it may, this punishment is way too severe. Nayuta risked his life to protect me. Yes, that's true, but he wasn't able to defend you entirely. He just got lucky this time. If he'd hit your head the wrong way, things could have ended up much worse. But... Nayuta? No, sir. Nayuta? Alright, I'm packing things. Wait, what are you surprised about? There's no reason to be there now. Got a suitor and you're a bodyguard. Prompted by Kojiro, Nayuta's balance. Wait! But he said so many times, to an irritating degree even, that he wanted to protect me. Giving up after one failure? I don't want that. Wait! Spacey. Nayuta looked back at me. Please wait. This conversation's not over. But... Nayuta bewildered. I turned my attention away from him and fixed my gaze on Kojiro. Please, Kojiro, give him one more chance. I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, I absolutely refuse to take you as my bodyguard. You could yourself and my grandfather. That's probably the way to... And then lose Kasuga. Okay, we gotta be a little more diplomatic than that. But basically, that's what we want to say, but diplomatically. Got it. It's true that Nayuta may have made a mistake this time, but there's no doubt he's an excellent bodyguard, right? Well, yeah. He sure has a lot of physical prowess. But that doesn't mean a thing if he can't handle the most important part, protecting you. And considering how careless he was, regardless, I don't want to lose him. I had mixed feelings about emphasizing his role as my bodyguard, but as the Tojo family heir, if I framed it like I couldn't let go of such an excellent employee, I would go a lot further in persuading him. He looked back and forth between Nayuta and me. Understood. He looked reluctant, but he gave in. What? Uncle Kojiro? This is a direct request from the young miss. Can't just dismiss it on my own, you know? You mean... Hold on. I can't do everything you want. Changing your bodyguard came as a direct order from the master, after all. At best, you can keep this kid around for odd jobs and such. But that's about it. Alright, that's fine with me. I know a lot of odd jobs I'd like him to perform. You can keep doing the oddest of the jobs, though, Kasuga. Wink. We should really get drunk when we play these. It'd be so much worse. He didn't have to leave. I still had a chance to ask him about how he felt. For me, that was enough. But that's why, Nayuta, you need to be grateful for the young miss's generosity. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Spacey. There was no joy on Nayuta's face as he said this. Nayuta, why did he look like that? I thought he'd be like, thank you so much, I'm gonna work super hard to get you back to get back to being your bodyguard. I expected that sort of cheerful response. Nayuta, we'll discuss what's next after this. You go wait outside for now. Yes, sir. Excuse me. He nodded at Kojiro and left the room. Amidst the heavy silence, Kojiro turned to me once more. I keep, like, every time, I swear to God, I pronounce his name differently every fucking time. Whatever. I'm not sure where the accent, like, the accentuation goes, you know? I'm very sorry about all this, Miss Spacey. He caused a lot of trouble for you. Plus... No, I insisted he stay. He then went silent and looked at me with a complicated expression on his face. Spacey, have you heard anything about Nayuta's past? You mean, like, about his first assignment? Yeah, Kasuga actually told me. I glanced over at Kasuga and gave a slight nod. I see. Kojiro hesitated for a moment and then spoke seriously. Even though Nayuta's the way he is, he was quite the up-and-comer in the Yagami family. His physical abilities were incredible even when he was a little kid. In addition to that, he had this real cute personality. He was so honest and would believe anything you told him. So I ended up spoiling him a little too much. Now, you lied to him and made him an idiot, but you know what I'm... Like giving him special training and telling him stories of my own experience, like I was recounting heroic tales. But I underestimated his honesty. He believed my exaggerated stories and grew up to be quite the strong young man. Nayuta certainly did believe everything. Yeah. I had also witnessed the outcome of that unabashed honesty on multiple occasions. That's what caused his death, after all. Kojiro suppressed a frown and stood up a little straighter. Out of all the stories I told him, Naruto was particularly interested in the one about having a respectable master. A perfect master who was more righteous, pure, kind-hearted, and beautiful than anyone else. For Naruto, that person is you. I don't think that really describes me. I must have shown how uncomfortable I was because he gave me an awkward smile. Without a doubt, that's how Naruto sees you. The same Naruto put his former clan in danger felt so strongly that he said he'd risk his life to protect you. All things considered, I thought it might be the best for him. I figured if he had an ideal master to guard, then he'd be able to come to his own. And that's what I'd hoped anyway. Kojiro smiled slightly when he said that, then exhaled deeply. He couldn't do that either, though. The tone of his voice sent a shiver down my spine. Up until now, Kojiro's expression had held a certain warmth and gentleness. That's because he's in love with us and he got a little flustered. Like, it's okay, man. Like, it's just so funny because poor Nayuta's trying and then, like, Kojiro's just, like, so fucking disappointed in him at every turn. Like, God, you're a disappointment! Fucking disappointment! And it's like, just leave the poor thing alone. Don't yell at the labradoodle! He's not gonna learn to not tinkle in the house if you yell at him. You're making him tinkle again. He's scared. He tinkles when he's scared. Stop. Like, he's not smart enough. He doesn't understand what you're saying. He's dumb. Okay? Leave him be. Anyway. But that expression now turned glacial, like he was perfectly capable of cutting out anyone deemed unnecessary. Yeah, like poor Nayuta. His whole tone completely changed. Nayuta's failure today is unconscionable blunder for a bodyguard. Unconscionable. He's unqualified to protect people as he is now. Oh my. Miss Spacey. I took in a sharp breath as his sharp gaze landed on me. I'm well aware that you're very fond of him. I'm very grateful for that, truly. But with all due respect, you're the one who'll carry on the Tojo family line. I can't have that good-for-nothing as your bodyguard. Yeah, well, I'm trying to make him my husband, so, like... If I allowed that, I'd feel an immense guilt. The Tojo family's entrusted our family to be your bodyguards for countless generations. The Tojo family heir, the one to carry on the line. Sometimes that position helped me. Sometimes it tormented me. I know, because they're basically forcing you to be like, you have to breed. What if I don't want to? Too bad. As someone who does not like children and does not want to ever have to have been forced to have children, thank God I never was. This is the things like this in the game where like, you're going to carry on the... No! It makes me the most uncomfortable when you force me to have babies. I don't like it. Anything else? Force me into a cage. I mean, I don't like it. Well, maybe sometimes I like it, but like the whole like, we're going to have baby... No! Worst game ever! No, I love this game, but like, that's the... Stop reminding me. Stop. Don't want to talk about it. That's my triggering games. That's what like ruins everything for me. Stop. Also, when they constantly remind you, like, this one has been very easy so far. Every once in a while, they remind you, like, oh, by the way, remember you're 17 and like, what's his face? Ichiya's like 26. Remember that? And you're like, ew, stop reminding me. As long as they don't remind me of that constantly, I'm fine. I can just pretend it doesn't exist. But I really hate when games are like, you're 16 and he's 30. You're 16 and he's 30. Did you know he's 30? He's 30. He's 30. He's old enough to be your dad. He's old enough to be your dad. Oh my God. Like, haha. And they keep pointing it out. And you're like, could you just stop? Because like, you point it out like once or twice. And I'm like, I'm just going to pretend that's not the case. Put it in a little box. Stuck it in the back corner of my brain. Light it on fire. Pretend it never existed. And we're going to keep rolling. But when you keep constantly bringing it up, it bothers me. You know? It's like, ew. Like, also the, like, when it's like, you're my family member, like, yeah, don't keep reminding me that he's my cousin. Like, I know it's like an old-timey game, and like, you're my cousin, and like, ew, but like, alright, fine, it was the times. Half the royal family's like related to each other, so like, whatever. You know, it was the times, it's kind of the times in certain, like, rich people families, gross, but like, fine. But you don't need to keep reminding me. Cousin. Could you stop? Could you just call him by his name? Don't call him cousin. That's gross. Stop it. Don't remind me. I don't know. We just rolled into that. Things that bother me in games. Anyway. I frowned as I tried to parse through my thoughts. Then Kasuga, who'd been silent, spoke up. Oh, good. Miss Spacey, please think about this carefully. Is there anyone around who could take your place? Is there anyone else worthy of taking the Tojo name? No one could take your place, Kasuga. Are you trying to tell me I'm irreplaceable to you? Please? Kasuga, please? Kasuga's eyes narrowed like he was staring straight into my soul, and I looked away. It's like Kasuga's like, yeah, so you had that. You were in love with it and like whatever, but we can shoo him away, right? Marry me. See, come on, Kasuga. You and I both know we're in love with each other. Let's just cut to the chase. Quickly. After 4 more rounds. 3 in portion. There's no way I can answer that. Saying yes would mean I didn't understand the importance of my own existence. Protecting a person in your position requires a bodyguard of a certain skill level. The master thought that if you chose him, Mr. Yagami would have been the best bodyguard for you. I mean, he was, until he fell in love with me. So, like, I think it's almost better that he isn't your bodyguard, because then, like, he'll be forced to, like, confront his feelings. Which he's kind of, like, trying to figure out right now. However, considering that that's not the case, there's no reason for him to remain with you. Even if I say I still want him to be my bodyguard? Like, even if I say I'm just in love with him and I want him to be my suitor then? Maybe you should just throw that out there. In this instance, the wishes of the Tojo family as a whole take precedence over your personal wishes, Miss Spacey. I hope you understand this. I did not read that in one complete sentence, so I'm sorry. So, my wish is to be married to you if my grandfather, as the Tojo family, doesn't agree with that? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because, like, damn. It's alright, we're gonna have an affair with our butler, whatever. It's fine. I understood both their viewpoints, but I couldn't bring myself to agree with them. I thought about what they said again. He couldn't have that good-for-nothing as my bodyguard. Nayuta wasn't suitable, since I'm the Tojo heir. Both of them have already made up their minds that Nayuta's unfit to protect me. It's true that there was an accident earlier, but there was no way I could think of him as unfit to be my bodyguard. He put his life on the line to protect me, for crying out loud. So, what I mean to say is, I greatly appreciate your kindness, Miss Spacey, but I'm asking you to calmly assess the situation once more. I returned his sharp gaze with one of my own. Are you saying I should turn my back on him, like you cold-hearted bastard? Yes, you could say that. Hearing that, I responded, is that what you really want? I believe in Nayuta! I feel like I believe in Nayuta is the right answer. Like, is that really what you want? Like, who cares what the fuck he wants? It's what I want. Hell yeah. Ah, there's a sword again. Mighty sword. I don't know why they keep changing the weapons. Anyway. I believe in Nayuta. Miss Spacey? Sure, there are times when he can be unreliable or go off the rails. But he'd never betray me. I know that for absolute certain. If someone has to be around me all the time and protect me, they need to be someone I can trust completely. That's why I want Nayuta as my bodyguard. I didn't even flinch when I said it. Kojiro frowned inside. You're like, I definitely don't trust you! Even though I know who you are now and that's why you're relying, I still don't trust you. I'm very happy to hear you say that about my precious nephew, but he's hardly... No matter what you say, Kojiro, you can't change my mind. I stared determinedly at him. He then looked over at Kasuga with a troubled look on his face. Don't look at him! He does not make every one of my decisions, 98% of them, but every once in a while I get one. This is mine. This one's my decision right now. Could you just... No. Stop it, Kasuga. It's my decision. I'm taking this one. Can I? Can I take... No, I'm not asking you. I'm taking this one. Kasuga makes all my fucking decisions. You know he does. Kasuga picks out my fucking clothes. Kasuga does everything for me. I can't function without this man. Why can't I just marry him? I need a Kasuga in my life. Like this one, literally, like his butler husband. Like just, I need you to just human for me because I don't know how to do it. I need you to tell me how to function because I can't do it. Will you also do my taxes? Fuck, man. Kasuga shook his head in dismay. Kasuga's disappointed at me. Well, I understand how you feel, Miss Spacey. Let's just see how he does handling odd jobs. But I can't guarantee how long that'll last. I gave him a small nod. I know, and I'm fine with that. Well, that's that then. And with that, Kojiro quietly left the room. I am so tired. I sighed and instantly all the tension released from my shoulders. Kasuga smiled tightly. He's like, I was so close to getting rid of Nayuta and having you all to myself. I know, right? She's so dumb. Kasuga, I get it.
Yes, well, it is probably best if you stay in bed for the rest of the day. Please, get some rest.
Yeah, I think I will. Kasuga, come hold me. Kasuga pulled the covers over me and I slowly closed my eyes. I mean, he even tucks me in. Like, fuck, man. Kasuga, come tuck me in. Kasuga, I need a sandwich. Getting it right for dummies. I'm assuming this is where we go because this is like the only other option. Seeing how far in the dumps Nayuta is after being relieved of his post, Taiga doesn't hold back his opinion. Getting it right for dummies. Are we Nayuta? I'm gonna guess, because we're not supposed to be walking around anyway. Jojo family estate was silent as a tomb. I was summoned to the courtyard where my uncle told me how Spacey was doing. Oh, that's great. What a relief. So long as she gets some rest, she'll wake up, right? Oh, but she hit her head, and she didn't answer when I shouted her name, so we can't... Nayuta. Alarmed, I looked up and came face to face with my uncle. He looked livid. His eyes were brimming with sharp, unwavering fury. My momentary relief vanished. I don't deserve any kind of comfort. I stood there frozen in silence while he continued to glare at me. I want a full report on everything that led to this. Spare no detail. Yes, sir. I hung my head and gave a detailed report of what had happened. I left the room, and when I came back, I noticed the chandelier was going to fall, so I knocked her to the ground. And why did you leave her? Because I think I'm in love with her, and I don't understand. I have a mysterious illness. Why did you leave Miss Spacey's side? You could have prevented this if you just followed your training and kept close to her. And I knew that, truly, from the bottom of my heart. I gnawed on my lip as regret welled up inside me. You clearly weren't concentrating today. What happened? That's what I couldn't figure out, no matter how hard I tried. When that guy started talking to Spacey, my body moved of its own accord, and before I knew it, I'd stepped in between them. And that's when my head got all messed up and I couldn't make sense of anything. I'm losing my grip. I felt flustered and couldn't say a word, but now my uncle was staring daggers at me. If you can't explain it, fine. What we've got to deal with now is the supreme mess you've made thanks to your carelessness. You screwed up. Big time. Miss Spacey got hurt, and she's the heir to the Tojo family. And this is going to be... And this man right here, the derpy little labradoodle, is the one that we want to have babies with. Good fucking God. I mean, and legitimately, I want to marry Kasuga. 100%. Because the rest of them are all a little too much of a train wreck, as endearing as they are. But, like, when you have to present it that way, you have to breed with this man. Oh, God, our kids are going to be idiots if we marry Nayuta. As cute as he is, they're going to be stupid. Shion, they're going to be fucking beautiful, but they're going to be useless. Fucking Ichiya. Oh, dear God, what the hell? I'm not sure Ichiya and I will ever be able to have kids because he's going to make it so cheesy every single time we go to have sex that I'm just going to be like, I can't handle this. I have a headache now. No children will ever happen because you're never going to get down to business because you're going to pass the fuck out of cheesiness. Like, he, just with his cheesy lines he's going to throw at you during foreplay, for God's sakes, okay? And like Taiga, oh God, all our kids are going to jail! Like, Kasuga's the best option we have! Look at how perfect the man is! I'm just saying. He picks out my outfits. That's just the thing I can't let go of, because as somebody who thinks of myself as fashionable and like dressing myself, he dresses me. Like, okay. I'm not sure, but I need to can you stir my coffee for me? Thanks. I don't know how to do it. Like, I mean, the man does everything. So, like, he's perfect. Our children would be perfect and intelligent. And, like, just really good at, like, doing subservient things since their father was my butler. And I was like, inbred in him, I guess. He would train them well, is all I'm saying. I'm just saying. If I gotta have kids, it should be Kasuga's kids. I'm just whatever, right? Anyway. You swore to protect her. You even went so far as to ask the master directly. There's no way you'll avoid punishment. Punishment? I was completely stunned. And my uncle turned away from me and then... Follow me. Spacey should be waking up soon. And I should have been happy to hear those words. Instead, they sounded like a death sentence. It's so fucking hot up here. Why is it hot? A few days passed after the incident at the party, and Spacey was going back to school today. As I tossed and turned in bed, I remembered everything that happened that day. The day I lost my right to be Spacey's bodyguard. The punishment was justified, and I was ready to accept it. But... Please, Kojiro, give him one more chance. Spacey rejected it. She protected me. Even though I couldn't protect her myself. Why was she so determined to act on my behalf? And I could only think of one reason. Spacey was kind, so she took pity on me. God, he really is fucking stupid. I'm so pathetic. No, you're dumb. Slightly pathetic, but mostly dumb. Just when I thought my dream was about to come true. And I'd always dreamed of protecting a respectable master. Or rather, I believed that if I became a good bodyguard, I'd be able to meet someone like that. And I was convinced that's how I'd meet my master. But that didn't happen. I couldn't protect anyone but a respectable master. And that's why, when I met Spacey, I was so super duper happy and excited. I knew that she was my ideal master. And yet, despite all that, I let someone so important to me go unprotected. She even gave me a good luck charm. I picked up the charm from my bedside table and sighed. What is it? It's a good luck charm. I thought it would be the most useful thing for you. A little stitching of his little face. Did you sew this by hand? But that's not the point. Read what it says. Keep your guard up? Yes, it's extremely important. Do you understand? Back then, I didn't understand what Spacey was so worried about. I was just so happy that she'd thought about me and even made it herself. But now I understood. Keep your guard up. Look at his face right now and his sprite. Like, holy shit. Like, that's a sexy face! See, he wouldn't be Nayuta if he didn't have the little puppy eyes. You know what I mean? Like, the kind of giant, sweet little face. You know, he wouldn't be Nayuta, but like, that Nayuta face? Jesus, that's hot. Stop. If you can make that face all the time, like, I'm here for that. I'm here for Bodyguard Nayuta. Bodyguard Nayuta's hot AF, okay? Because he's brooding like that, and he's like, you're like, oh, hi. I mean, I enjoy as a character, like, Puppy Nayuta. I do. I love him to death. But, like, I'm inviting Bodyguard Nayuta into the men harem because, like, that face. Stop it. You know, and all the CGs. Stop it. I get it now. I even had the charm in my suit pocket that day. She must have given me this charm to warn me against getting too prideful. Pathetic. I'm so utterly pathetic. Even though Spacey protected me and I was allowed to stay here doing odd jobs for her, I couldn't bear to show my pathetic face, so I just avoided her every day. It was almost time for her to go to school, but I was still wallowing under the covers. Ugh. I want to see Spacey. I really wanted to be with her and talk with her. But it was too painful to look at her. It's so painful that I couldn't look her directly in the eyes. What am I even doing here? Maybe I should give up on going back to being a bodyguard. The road ahead was so unknown, I couldn't think about anything. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Dumb, stupid idiot. I've been called all those so many times. I really am a dummy. Look a little bit, sweetie. It's okay. Well, looks like you finally figured it out. Can't believe it took you this long. Taiga? And I shot up and blinked my eyes in surprise. What's your deal? You can't just barge in here. This is my private space. My man cove. My man cove. It says cove. It's called a man cave. Jeez, you can't even smart off right. Bonk. Yeah. He leapt over to me in a flash and brought his fist down on the top of my head. It rubbed my head as tears sprung up in my eyes. Tiger rose to his feet and snickered at me. For real, man? You ain't even eating breakfast? It's not like a chowhound such as yourself. Well, I can't even choke down a meal right now. I'm totally stressed and freaking out, okay? Oh, is that so? Sheesh, what a dummy. What? What are you calling me dumb for? Not that I disagree with you. I love it. 'Cause you are. What do you think you're gonna solve by holding up here worrying, huh, dummy? What will I solve? I sat on the bed and dropped my head in my hands, trying to hold back tears. I don't know, and no one will tell me. Poor fucking Nayuta. Like, he's too dumb for this shit. You're trying to help him figure it out, but, like, you've just got to tell him. He's not smart. I don't think I can solve anything anymore. Huh? You don't get it. I'm sick. I have an incurable illness, and there's no way to fix it. What? Shion told me. He said it can't be cured. Just looking at Spacey's face gets my heart racing, and I do weird things, and that's the reason I'm not fit to be your bodyguard anymore. I'm sure I'm gonna die. So, Taiga, I want to thank you for spending so much time with me. I wish you the best. I can't handle how stupid he is. It's so adorable. Like, stop it. Oh, and like, they make him so dumb, but it's not like, God, why is he so... You know, we've played games before with the main character, someone like, why are you so stupid? And it's so frustrating, but this is like, why are you so dumb? Oh, it's kind of precious. And I just love it. And you just want to hold him and pet him on the head and be like, it's okay, sweetie. It's all right. It's okay, puppy. Like, it's so cute and it's so amusing how stupid he is. Dude, you've reached a new level of dense. Oh, come on! How can you say something like that when I'm practically 1 foot in the grave? I can't do his voice anymore. Oh, God. I think you got a few more steps to go. You ain't dying, bro. Chill out. How? How can you be so sure? Because you're too dumb to be right. Stop calling me that! I threw my head back and shouted at the ceiling. Taiga jumped slightly like he was taken aback. He then put his hands on my head and... The lady was down in the dumps because you weren't at breakfast, you know. And you know your uncle's stealing your thunder as her bodyguard, right? Are you sure you're cool with that? Are you just like, I'll fucking kill him if he touches her? No, I'm not. Not at all. But I'm not her bodyguard anymore, so I can't do anything about it. Saying it out loud made me even sadder. I looked down at my hands and Taiga sighed at me. Bro, what did I just say? Sitting around worrying ain't gonna get you anywhere. Listen, Nayuta, even dummies figure out how to handle their shit right. So just think about it. What's been working for you so far? From what I can tell, you ain't never used your noggin before. You just go full speed ahead, all without thinking. And that's it, right? Don't you think the lady appreciates that reckless quality you got? I'm not really sure we do, but okay. Recklessness. Well, what if I end up making more trouble for her? Bro, the ship's already set sail. You don't have to worry about that. You're so mean! I call it like I see it. Look, Nayuta, you ever heard of the KISS principle? Keep it simple, stupid. All you have to ask yourself is, do you want to be with her or not? Taiga's like, seriously, you can't even figure that fucking shit out. Good God, you really are dumb. I do? You want my help? Yes, I do! You think wallowing in your own self-pity is doing any good? No, it's not! Alright, then make a move. Doesn't matter what it is, just do it, bro. Never give up. Never surrender! I'm sorry. Never give up. No matter how many times you fail, you just gotta think how you'll kill it next time. I totally believe in you, bro. Like, 75%. Taiga! Come on, get the let out. The lady's getting ready to leave. Okay! Motivated by Taiga's speech, I tore out of the room at top speed. I was on my way to see her. And then I fell down the stairs, broke my neck, and died. Don't run down the stairs, kids. And I hurried outside and saw Spacey and my uncle about to get in the car. I took a deep breath and shouted, "Spacey, I'm coming with you!" I let out a big enthusiastic shout, trying to sound like my usual self. Nayuta? Whoa, look who's awake. I'm sorry, Uncle Kojiro. I was putting myself together. You call that put together? Look, there are no odd jobs for you to do, so what's the use of you tagging along, eh? Well, I thought she might need to run a few errands on her way there or coming back or something. Right? What do you think? Come on, Nayuta. You know how naive you sound right now. I know, but... Hold on. I don't mind him coming. Everybody knows him at school, so if he suddenly stopped showing up, it'd be a pretty big deal. If you insist, miss. Yeah, you can go sit in the front with the driver. Poor driver have to deal with you. Don't like you, Kojiro. Like, I don't hate Kojiro, but I also kind of don't like you. You're mean to Nayuta, and he's too stupid. Stop it. The boys in the house can be mean to him, it's fine, but you know that's not nice. You're part of the reason he's so goddamn dumb. You did this to him. Leave him alone. Bully. I guess that's all there is to it. But only for now, Nayuta. Hurry up and get in the car. Okay. Spacey had saved me once again, so I hadn't quite stopped being pathetic. But I definitely made a step in the right direction. Sure, maybe I was a dummy who caused trouble for everyone else. But even so, there must be something I could do to be useful to Spacey. I absolutely, positively swear, I'm gonna make Spacey happy. Okay, see, you're on the right page. You're just gonna need to catch up. Because she's the one who showed me I could dream again. Oh my god. The next title of the next one, Whom I Really Want to Protect. Oh god, are we gonna be Nayuta again? Can we stop being Nayuta? It hurts my throat. God damn. Whom I really want to protect. Samugi and I run into Kojiro, who has Nayuta along as his gopher. Okay, we must be me then finally. Okay, good. The way he's acting makes me wonder. I just can't be Nayuta anymore for a long period of time. It hurts my throat, and you could tell my voice is not the same. Like, I'm broken. Okay, outfit looks good. I got ready for the day in the peace and quiet of my bedroom. I'd been feeling overwhelmed by everything that had happened recently, so Samugi invited me out for a change of pace. I was touched by her concern for me, and I figured it wasn't a bad idea to go shopping together. We hadn't hung out just the two of us in a while. However, what about my bodyguard for today? The whole bodyguard situation bothered me and made me feel anxious. Kojiro was now my bodyguard. Nayuta just handled odd jobs. At first he was really depressed about it and stayed holed up in his room. But then something happened, and a few days later he went right back to being his overly energetic self. Spacey, I'm coming with you! Nayuta now hung around me all the time. If Kojiro reprimanded him, Nayuta would snap at him and say he was just doing odd jobs. And of course, since Kojiro was with me, I barely had any chance to speak with Nayuta privately. But it'd make me happy if he came along today. I left my room secretly thinking about that. Could you stop attacking my headset, please, Bird? After I finished getting ready, I went down to the living room. Nayuta noticed the second I entered and started coming over to me. Spacey, are you going out? If so... Miss Spacey, I know it's a little early, but would you mind leaving now? Oh, sure. There are a few places I'd like to stop by before meeting with Samugi anyway. Understood. I'll go let Kasuga know. I'll come with... No need, kid. You can stay home and clean the house. I finished doing that yesterday. See? Not a speck of dust anywhere, is there? And Kasuga's over there like... Fucking trying to take my goddamn job. Kasuga hires someone to do it. It's fine. He gets a maid in here. He doesn't do it himself. But he's like... Don't you try to fucking buttle your way into my butler business. Fucking knife you in your sleep. He would. So you're telling me you've done all the chores ahead of time? What can I say? I'm a pro, so there's no reason to tell me I can't come along. Right, Uncle Kojiro? Spacey might need me to carry all her bags. Ah, hell, it's like talking to a wall. Fine, whatever. We're just wasting time here, so I'll let you come with. Yeah, stop trying to tell him he can't come. I say he can. Yes! Don't cause any trouble for the young missy here. My apologies, Miss Spacey. Shall we get going? Oh, yeah. Good, Nayuta's coming along again today. I accidentally locked eyes with him. He nodded at me with a smile. Though I was relieved, I also felt a niggling sense of unease. On the way to meet Samugi, I looked at Nayuta and ruminated on how he was doing. When he was my bodyguard before, he would go into what he called work mode and stubbornly refuse to take breaks, even if I encouraged him. However, just before the incident at the party, he was only aware of me and wasn't in work mode at all. And now, today, Nayuta's attitude toward me was neither work mode nor hyper-conscious mode. Is this his normal self? He wasn't trying to be a bodyguard or anything. He was just acting similar to how he did at home. What kind of role is Nayuta taking on now? Oh my! Smokey showed up right on time with a delighted smile on her face. Good day, Spacey. Quite the entourage you have. A long time no see, Nayuta. Hey, Smokey, what's up? Nice to see you're as energetic as ever. And may I ask who this gentleman is? I'm pleased to meet you, Miss Samugi. My name's Kojiro Yagami. I'm acting as Miss Spacey's bodyguard. My, I've heard so much about you. As I recall, you're Nayuta's... Yes, I'm Nayuta's uncle. You know, I can certainly see a resemblance between you two. So, may I call you Kojiro? Yes, that'll be fine. Samugi? For some reason, she was staring straight at Kojiro. Something wrong, miss? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just rare for Spacey to have someone new with her. Oh, okay. Well, now that we've all introduced ourselves, shall we get going? Having successfully finished up the conversation, I began walking with Samugi. Kojiro maintained a reasonable distance not far behind us, and Nayuta brought up the rear a little further behind him. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? I'm sorry, I should have called to tell you beforehand. Having two people watching us is... Oh no, that's not what I meant. She glanced over at Kojiro behind us. It's kind of awkward not having Nayuta beside you, Spacey. You're thinking the same thing, aren't you? I couldn't answer her question. But Samugi didn't pay me any mind and just continued to shop to her heart's content at any store that caught her eye. And she kept going. And going. Maybe a little too much. Man, it must be nice to be that fucking rich. What a haul! She was carrying a large amount of shopping bags. It's been so long since I've shopped this much. It's nice to see you're as audacious as ever when you shop. All that matters is we had a nice change of pace. However, I'd really like to see you let loose and go on a shopping spree, Spacey. One of these days. As we talked cheerfully, we couldn't help but get drawn into the next store. I'm actually kind of tired from all the walking. I wish we could take a break. But I didn't want to be a wet blanket and ruin Samugi's mood. I thought I could tolerate it a little longer, so I was about to start walking again when... Excuse me, wouldn't you all like to take a break? Huh? Nayuta? He popped up out of nowhere and almost made me jump. He sure is close to me. Nayuta, you came along to help with odd jobs, right? You're not here to interfere with the lady's business. But, Spacey, you're kind of tired, aren't you? So we should take it easy and rest a little. That's all in your head, kid. What? No, actually, Kojiro was wrong. I was definitely tired. I wanted to say so, but... I'm sorry, Miss Spacey. Please ignore him. If you don't stay in your lane, I'm gonna make you quit this job, too. Kojiro's harsh words shut Nayuta down. Well then, may I ask for a break? I'm a little tired, probably from huffing it to so many stores. You wouldn't mind, would you, Spacey? Oh no, not at all. Since it's lunchtime, how about we stop at that restaurant we always go to? Yeah, Samugi knows exactly. She's like, Spacey's tired. Like, but honestly, like, it's nice that Samugi's like, well, how about we stop for me? But it's like, that's not helping Nayuta, really. You know what I mean? Like, Samugi's stepping in and being a friend. Like, yeah, you're tired. Nayuta's standing up for you. Let's stop. But, like, it's not putting Kojiro in his place. You know what I mean? And Kojiro needs to be put in his motherfucking place right now. Where we're like, no, actually, I am fucking tired. And Nayuta picked up on it. Shut your fucking face, Kojiro. You don't know best just because you old. Shut up, old man! He's probably younger than me. Anyway. Is that alright with you, Kojiro? Oh, yes, if that's what you want. Samugi started walking as if to say we should get a move on. I sidled up next to her and whispered, Thanks, Samugi. You were a big help. Whatever do you mean? I'm tired from all the walking, that's all. But maybe he just hasn't gotten to know you well enough yet. But his uncle is pretty dense. He's so uptight. To put it bluntly, he's probably not very popular with the ladies, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's why... Nayuta, that's why you're still single! Nayuta's a fucking idiot and we're trying to marry him. I mean, I'm just saying. No comment. That's Samugi for you. She never pulled any punches, even about someone she's just met. I mean, like, Kojiro's not unattractive, but he's kind of a dick. You're like, Jesus Christ, Kojiro, you get so much... You, like, get, like, kind of unlikable. Like, I don't dislike... It's not like... God, I hate him, but I think he's the least likable character in this whole entire game so far. Like, I don't, like, our grandpa is, like, kind of a dick, but, like, I feel like he's doing it, like, he's got his reasons for being like that. And you're like, but, like, Kojiro, you're like, you're just kind of an ass. And you don't really have a reason for this. Like, you have moments where you're like, okay, maybe he's not a bad guy. And then you're like, nope, right back into asshole mode. What is your problem, dude? Like, you're way too mean to poor Nayuta. Like, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, you're like, dude, seriously? Wow. Anyway. He's clearly a very competent bodyguard, though. Even I can see that just by looking at him. However, and that doesn't necessarily mean he understands you as a person, does it, Spacey? Yeah, you're right. Nayuta's been with me through a lot of things, so... He surely could tell how I was feeling by watching me, and had spoken up out of concern, right? He knows. Nayuta and Kojiro kept having slight disagreements with each other after that. Once we finished lunch, we immersed ourselves in shopping and totally got carried away. I feel like she should have said something like, thanks, Nayuta, for saying something. I was tired! Glare at Kojiro. Ooh, I'm loving this. Sometimes a girl just needs a little retail therapy. Who's carrying her bags? I think I feel better too. Once again, Samugi had tons of bags in both hands. Girls, like, fucking strong. They were all packed to the brim as usual. So much so I worried the bottoms might give out. I don't really want this to end, but you're probably still not feeling 100% after the incident. So maybe we should call it a day, Spacey. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for inviting me out today, Samugi. It made me feel a little better. I had a great time too. And thank you for accompanying us, Kojiro. You too, Nayuta. Please, don't mention it. Same here. I enjoyed seeing a bunch of cool new things. I'm glad to hear it. See you at school. And I'm always here to talk if you need anything, okay? Okay. Fucking love Samugi. Samugi was such a great friend. She really fucking is. She's like the MVP. Okay. Kasuga's the real MVP of this fucking game, but like Samugi's like a really close fucking second. Like, as best character in the whole game. So, okay, out of the love interest though, like I realized as I was starting this part, I was like, I know Shion is gorgeous. Like, he is beautiful, but I really honestly think Ichiya might be my favorite just because he's such a fucking cheeseball. And I just like how overdramatic he is, and I just don't know what it is. I'm just like, you are a train wreck and I love it. Like, Shion is gorgeous, minus the weird little rat tail kind of thing he's got going on. Just chop that off and he's fine. But like, I don't know, Ichiya's just, there's just something, you're like, I'm gonna need you to stop talking. You know what, keep talking. No, stop. No, wait. I don't know. Every time he opens his mouth, it's so fucking cheesy and he's so dramatic. And then I don't know why. It amuses me greatly and I think I love him the most. Of the love interest. Kasuga I love the most out of everybody. Like, everybody else in the game, like, fuck it. I'm here for Kasuga. And then when Kasuga's not here, I'm here for Samugi. Okay, because I love her. But anyway, she then started to walk away. However, for some reason, she suddenly stopped when she was about to pass Nayuta. Oh yes, that's right. I heard the Marin Sweet event that's the Marin Sweets event that's happening right now is pretty popular. It's at the cafe down the street, you know? I have some things to do now, so I can't go. But you should totally check it out. Okay, Nayuta? Huh? Me? Oh, isn't that Marin brand the one that... Well, I hope you have a nice time. She's quite the character, isn't she? Yeah, sure is. No denying that. Don't you dare say anything bad about my friend, you bastard! I did Kojiro a favor and didn't share what Samugi thought of him. What I really wanted to know was, why did Samugi say that when she left? Hey, Spacey? Huh? Oh, yeah? What is it? If I remember correctly, you like sweets made with chestnuts, right, Spacey? I do. They're often used in Japanese sweets. Then let's go to that cafe Samugi mentioned. Those sweets are seasonal, right? Pipe down, Nayuta. She's the only one who gets to decide where... Yes, let's go! I love Marin sweets, and I'm craving them something awful right now! That was a little hostile, but I feel like that's the way she'd be to shut the fuck up, Kojiro! I forcefully cut him off so he wouldn't get the upper hand in the conversation. Good job, girl! Ugh. We should go. She gets a yes! We're going! Like I was tired before and Nayuta noticed. You shut up, Kojiro. Nobody asked you. Listen, Kojiro, do your job. Bodyguard me and shut your fucking mouth. Bodyguard should be neither seen nor heard until someone's about to attack me. Do you get it, Buster? Shh! Shush! I will make Kasuga fucking slap you later. With his gloves. We stood in front of the brightly lit cafe. The store was packed with female customers. It certainly did seem popular, like Samugi said. Okay, well, let's head inside. Please, take your time. We'll wait for you right here. Wait, what? Aren't you two coming with me? I would be like, I'm coming. Nayuta's coming with me. Typically, bodyguards aren't supposed to share meals with their clients. You know that, right, miss? Eating sweets alone in such a crowded cafe would feel so pathetic. The other customers would definitely look at me with pity. There was no way I could handle that. See, the thing is I'm guessing, and maybe it's cultural, I think in most places, people don't really give a fuck what you're doing. But, like, that mentality of, like, people will think I'm weird if I do things alone is exactly why I don't like doing things alone. Most people probably don't give a flying fuck if I'm by myself, but I still feel weird about it. Why don't you two come with me? It's fine. You don't have to worry about being bodyguards or anything right now. Also, Nayuta's not a bodyguard, so he can come with me. Bye, Kojiro. Uncle Kojiro, Spacey's asking us. We can't just... That's enough, Nayuta. You've been on a line all day. Listen here. Bodyguards supposed to be disciplined and put the safety of their clients first. But I'm not a bodyguard right now. Hey, isn't that what you keep telling me? So that means it's okay if I go with her, right? Ugh. Kojiro choked back a surprised gasp at Nayuta's unexpected reprisal. Nayuta took advantage of the opening and quickly grabbed my hand. What? Come on, let's go! Uncle Kojiro, you're pretty shy around women, so you're out of luck if you come in. Sorry! Hey, Nayuta! What kind of smart aleck comment was that? Damn it. At least get her permission first. Don't mess things up again! I love the fact that Nayuta was like, fuck that shit, I'm not a bodyguard! Woo! Oh my god, I just want to pat him on the head. You're being such a good boy! Just a fire on your uncle. Good boy. Such a good boy. Anyway, we're going to stop this here because we're basically at time. So anyway, we'll have sweets with Nayuta after. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.